What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Tonight we're just gonna get a little crazy. We're gonna do some theory crafting with Iso-8 and the matrices and talking about some possible combinations for different characters, some different ideas that I've come up with, I've seen other people talk about. We're just gonna get a little crazy tonight. We're gonna have some fun with it, you know, just because we can. So Iso-8, we know it's coming. We've seen playtests of it so far, and one of the things I was kind of hoping, I was disappointed to see it's not gonna actually be something that we'll actually be able to kind of tinker with. But the crystals on the outside of the matrices, I was kind of hoping that we could get just various stats on them. Like they would have predetermined values, but like you could go for just resist or just focus, health, armor, damage on all the crystals for these different matrices. Not going to happen. You're going to have one crystal of each type, and we know that those base stats are going to be health, armor, your focus, resistance, and damage stats. So you're going to have one crystal for each. Was kind of hoping we could do a little to kind of mix and matching with that, you know, stack up damage on your attackers, maybe go for some armor and some resistance on protectors, kind of boost stats here and there. And that's not gonna be possible here, unfortunately, but that still gives us plenty of room to kind of mix and match the matrices that we have. And I've gone through some of the beta footage because I'm not in that beta right now. I just kind of gone through the beta footage from Valley Flying and gotten screenshots of the different matrices so you can get some ideas of what those matrices are going to look like. And honestly, most of them look pretty straightforward. I mean, your one for fortification, that's pretty much going to be going for your protectors in the game. I mean, there's no reason to not have that on protectors. The fortifier matrix will give them the bonus barrier at the start of the match. It's basically for your tanks. There's no reason to not have it for tanks. It's just the best way to go. One thing I found interesting was that Yo-Yo is protector. I never really realized that. I would have always put her as support or something else. I never took her for a protector character. But yeah, I mean, could you imagine a Thanos with Black Order or a Cole Obsidian with that barrier, Colossus with a barrier, Sif with a barrier? They're just that much more durable and hard to take out. It would be a fun one. Fortification seems like a very easy one to go for protectors. Not really any kind of things to mix things up there. But something else you may want to also go for with your protectors is mixing in some of these other matrices. Like, let's talk about Skirmisher. Skirmisher is one where on a primary target hit, they can apply Marked to the enemy target. And Marked is going to be how you basically fuel the bonus attacks with the Striker matrix. And if you have any sort of tank that has a lot of counter chance or has a lot of assisting or anything like that, honestly, I think Skirmisher is probably a good idea for possibly putting on them. I mean, let's talk Cole Obsidian. And Black Order is the hot commodity right now, and you have the passive with Cole Obsidian where he attacks against the enemy whenever they hit Thanos or Ebony Maw. If you put that Skirmisher matrix on him, he's applying out a lot of Marked, and then you can use that to follow up with Thanos, with his bonus attacks, with the Striker matrix. It's one of those things where any kind of tank that's going to counter a lot. So Cole Obsidian, Colossus also has the same capabilities. Blob can do it too. I believe with Solid Mass, he gains the 50% chance plus 15% per Brotherhood ally. You can upgrade this to basically countering all the time with his T4 on his passive. I mean, you can throw a matrix. You can throw that matrix for Striker on him so that he's retaliating, throwing Marked out, and then you follow up with someone else. Like, let's talk Toad. Toad is one who's going to assist a lot. Any kind of character that can assist a lot, probably another character that you may want to think about throwing that Striker attack on so that you have these follow-ups attacks. So Toad, he constantly gains assists now. Any kind of team that's going to assist a lot is something that you probably want to throw that Striker matrix on because they get the bonus attacks. And then if it's marked by someone else, then you have the ability to go ahead and do that bonus attack with the Iso-8 matrix. Also, let's start Guardians of the Galaxy with Rocket Raccoon. Rocket Raccoon, on his special pretty good plan, he calls an assist. So you can put Skirmisher on him, he attacks, he uses this to then put Marked on the target, and then it follows up with someone else, and now you have a 1-2 combo with Skirmisher places Marked, and then your Striker follows through and does a bonus attack because of the Marked on the enemy target. Same thing with Star-Lord. Star-Lord can do the same thing with Elemental Blast. He attacks the target, then calls allies to assist. I mean, yeah, you can get a little crazy with this, and you can actually do a kind of nice little loop here where you can guarantee that if you throw Star-Lord in with just one other Guardian ally, you can guarantee that Guardian ally is going to assist with this. So throw that Striker Matrix on that Guardian ally, put Skirmisher on Star-Lord. Star-Lord attacks, applies the mark. The Striker ally follows through with the assist and does the bonus attack with Iso-8. It's one of those cool things I really like. This is the theory crafting stuff that gets me excited. I love doing theory crafting. One of my favorite things to do, and Iso-8 is gonna have it in spades, and I love it. I really, really, really enjoy it. So your fortification, your fortifier, I keep calling it fortification, your fortifier matrix is going to be all about applying the barrier to the ally, and then you know, it's basically just for protectors. But then you have those Raider and the Striker matrix kind of following through together. Raider is all about crit chance and crit damage. So any team or characters that have high base crit chance, probably Raider is something you really want to think about throwing in here. Let's talk about power armor. This is a team that thrives on critical hits. You don't really realize it until you go look into the T4 or the passive on Iron Man. With Iron Man's passive, Stark upgrades fully upgraded, you have plus 25% bonus crit chance on Stark and all other tech allies. So pretty much all the power armor allies are going to have 25% bonus crit chance. When you have a fully upgraded Raider matrix at the same time, that is another 25% crit chance. I'm looking at the numbers here. Get another 25% bonus crit chance on top of that. Between Iron Man and the Raider matrix, that's a whopping plus 50%. And as far as I can tell, everyone seems to have a base 10% crit chance. There's 20% here with Iron Man. It kind of goes back and forth, but yeah, I mean, any characters that are gonna have a lot of boosted crit chance, I think Stark has stuff built in because of his passive here. But yeah, I mean, any characters that are gonna have a high crit chance, whether it's through buffs, their base stats, anything like this, Raider seems to be a solid kind of matrix you can throw on those teams. Can you imagine War Machine? You're running plus 50% crit chance on him, and then this matrix also gives him 25% bonus crit damage as well. That cluster bomb ability, as we all know by now, hits like a truck once you have the defense down from Ironheart. Kind of get that 1-2 combo here. And then you also go back to Ironheart. Something else to consider with Ironheart, maybe throw Skirmisher or Raider on her, because she is able to apply marked on critical hits, and then you follow up with the Striker on someone else like Falcon or Iron Man. Falcon strafing run can do bonus damage, and you throw in a Striker attack here with the bonus attacks against Iso-8 characters with marked. You throw in Iron Man with his AoE attack. I think power armor is just gonna get downright nasty with it's kind of crazy. Like War Machine and Ironheart, you kind of throw on those Raider, get their boost in the critical hits and crit damage, get those marked on the enemy targets, and then whoever's left after War Machine goes, Falcon and Iron Man follow up and just shred them with their ultimates and their special abilities too. The bonus attacks with Iso-8. A power armor, I think, is going to be a very fun one to see how it works with Matrix and Iso-8. I think this one's going to be really fun. And that's just kind of the thing. It's like, yeah, you mix and match. I mean, maybe you want to go for something else. I mean, maybe go for Skirmisher on one of these characters because they can apply marks to the target. But yeah, I mean, this combination of Striker with the bonus attacks with Iso-8 and then Raider, and then talk about Rescue. Rescue, I mean, you just throw the healer Iso-8 on her. The healer Iso-8 matrix gains bonuses to direct healing, but then on turns can apply minor regeneration to the lowest health ally, and then can heal allies for 5% of her max health, and then you gain bonuses in direct healing. She gains bonus max health. I mean, one of the things about power armor is you got to keep her alive long enough for her to use her firewall ability. So once she does this, she clears negative effects from your power armor squad, and then she gives them offense up, and everybody goes nuts. And if you lose Rescue, that power armor squad kind of falls apart. So you can either go for the healer here so that she can heal up other characters and apply regeneration, or probably best to go for that fortifier matrix on her to give her that bonus barrier. Now she also does have her own barrier here too. We'll just throw a little upgrade on that real quick. You know, get that power armor squad a little stronger here if possible. maybe, you know what? I'm just gonna, don't mind me, I'm just gonna throw another T3 on there real quick. But yeah, I'm a horrible influence. But yeah, I mean, the Power Armor Squad, I think, side note, Power Armor, I think, is my favorite faction in the game just because of how quick and efficient they are. So forgive me, I do have some biases with the Power Armor Squad, but yeah, I mean that's kind of the demonstration of just how you can mix and match these Iso-8 matrices, and just what you can do with them. Now, talking about the healer matrix, obviously their best bet for that is to just go for healers. So Ebony Maw, Minerva, Night Nurse, Shield Medic, any of these characters that have support skills that are going to be able to do this kind of healing. Aim Researcher, Doctor Strange, maybe go for something different from Doctor Strange, but Shuri. And yeah, Shuri is another great example of a great healer here, who's just going to be augmented by the healer matrix as well. I mean, yeah, it's just one of those things where you can just go crazy with healers, applying that bonus regeneration, giving them a little more extra health, making them a little more tanky, you know, do what you have to. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy, just the possibilities with Iso-8. And I know I still have my reservations about the grindiness of this and how accessible this is going to be, especially to free-to-play players. But it's hard to ignore the potential with theory crafting. And I think that's what's got me most excited about Iso-8 here, of just what we could possibly do with these characters once we have them. I know we mentioned, I know we saw Nick Fury in the original Iso-8 preview post, and how they had the Fortifier Matrix on him. I think they had Healer on him in one of the images as well. But yeah, I mean, Fortifier on him. I believe he also has the chance to hand out Assist Now to characters. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, Assist Now with this. I mean, yeah, it's one of those things where you it's crazy, just like the Assist Now abilities and what you can go here with him. And Coulson, you bring Coulson in. Coulson can call assist with his big nuke ability. It's one of those things where we could guess and we could write down ideas all day, but once we finally get our hands on Iso-8, which I cannot wait to do, it's gonna be fun to see what potential stuff we can come up with in the wild, and just see what we can achieve with Iso-8. So let me know down below, what do you guys think about theory crafting ideas? Do you guys like some of my ideas? Do you guys disagree with them? Let me know down below. Also, any ideas you guys have for them, be glad to see them and try them out in the future here when we do some Iso-8 testing. Let me know down below. As always, guys, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you guys next time.